Hey, it's me! Welcome to another episode of the Star Wars Minute. It's the daily show where we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate solo a Star Wars story 1 minute at a time. I'm Alex Robinson from alexrobinson.fun.
I'm Pete the Retailer from PeteTheRetailer.fun.
I'm Jeff May from Star Wars Minute.
Hey.
I swear to God, I'll get it right. I'll get it right if just have me back on.
Well, okay, we'll see how the rest of the episode's going. Maybe you can come back tomorrow.
I got to get this right. I'm so sorry. I'm very embarrassed. My name is Jeff May. I'm a comedian and podcaster. I have shows like Jeff Has Cool Friends, You Don't Even Like Sports, Unpopular Opinion, and Tom and Jeff Watch Batman. I've been on a million other things. You've seen it. If you bought some crap from Sideshow from 2019 to 2021, you probably saw me hanging out on there.
Nice. Well, we're glad we have you back here.
I'm glad to be back. Yeah.
For minute number 99, last of the double-digit minutes with Jeff May. Minute number 99 starts off with Kira telling Han he doesn't want to make an enemy of Crimson Dawn.
Crimson Dawn.
Crimson Dawn was the answer we were looking for, and it ends a minute later with the Bobias Tekkit team walking up that hill.
There it is. Classic hill walking move.
Yeah.
So I would say it's one of the more iconic hills in the Star Wars saga. I can't really think of too many other
I guess
hills.
The plains of Naboo had a lot of
Naboo
hills.
had a bunch of hills. You got those droids rolling over the hills. Yeah, it's a good one. I guess do the Dune Sea, that count as hills?
Or the Sea of Dunes, yeah, I would think so. I would say that maybe hills? Like the fourth marker from maybe maybe Hoth has some hills.
Yeah.
Beggar's Canyon's more of a canyon. That doesn't classify as a hill, right?
Right there in the name.
Yeah. That's what about that hill that Han Solo said he would see the deck officer in?
Oh, the Christian hill.
Oh, right.
I would. Geez, what else is there? Coruscant. Is there any hills in that entire city?
The whole hill is one big city.
Right.
So that's
it's just a city slightly higher than the rest of the cities.
We should write all of these down in a book and make like a journal of the hills.
Could you imagine the rolling, luxurious hills of the Star Wars universe? And it's just like, here's some in Naboo. That's pretty much it.
That's it.
Well, if I know Pete, he'll do it. So I get the impression that even though it seems like on one level, Kira being working with Crimson Dawn seems like they'd have plenty of opportunities to work with smugglers. Like, why doesn't she want him working for Crimson Dawn? Is it she's more worried that Han Solo is going to get killed, or is she more worried that it's going to splash back on her?
I think it's going to be a little bit of both. She's probably like, no, man, I've seen how you operate. You are pretty unreliable.
Like, they're good friends, but you don't do business with friends for a reason.
Yeah, I don't want you to die. And also, I wouldn't hire you. If I didn't know you and I saw the way you've been behaving, I would not.
Yeah, I don't want you to die, and you probably will if I give you any simple task. So
yeah, this guy was going to butcher you just for hanging out with this other guy.
Yeah.
It is very funny that Han's like, I'm not afraid of the Crimson Dawn. And she's like, well, then you're a moron.
Yeah.
But here's an odd thing that I noted. Maybe I'm way off, but the way that he delivers that, he's like, I'm not afraid of the Crimson Dawn. I can take care of myself now. Like, it sounded kind of like Jack Nicholson, or like early, like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, kind of like early-ish, like 70s.
Primo Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Like,
also, totally great ending for the character. So it's great that he imbibes that energy.
Yeah, exactly. He can take care of himself too, right? Right, Mr. Torrance? But yeah, it was an interesting read from Alden Ehrenreich that I was like, oh, all right. He's got an interesting, like, because it's not an easy thing to deliver where that, you don't want to do it with like too much bluster and bravado because he's still young and you're getting, and like he believes it. And so it's like, I don't know. It's an interesting read, and I don't think it's bad, but it also just struck me a little bit Jack Nicholson-ish, which is, I mean, I guess that's good.
Yeah, he very much, because he says, I think the next one, he's like, I'm not that kid you knew on Corellia. And it's like, aren't you though? Like
He is.
just kind of getting
Yeah,
by the
absolutely.
seat of your pants and barely escaping an absolute butchering. That is literally what happened here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like it does tie into the thing that I said a couple days ago, which is just like he's so full of shit. Like
Mhm.
it's so great. I love that about him.
Well, so you guys seem to be approaching this with a very anti-Han. Like you're both seem to
No.
be saying that Han Solo is kind of like he's. I don't get the impression she doesn't want to hire him because he's bad. Well, I mean, maybe she's just framing it in a way, but you know, she does the whole thing about how you're a good guy. You're not an
Right.
outlaw.
Yeah.
You're a good guy. Like so his innocence in a way is not suited to the dark world and the stuff you probably inevitably have to do is even a route. You have to be prepared to kill people like cold-bloodedly, you know, as a smuggler. So she's like kind of like you just don't have it in you. Like and she's partially right, but also not right because he does kill
Yeah.
people and he
Kills
does
the guy, yeah.
lives as a smuggler for 10 years. So he must have been okay at it to
Yeah.
keep going at it.
I think it's a lot of her being like, you don't want to be a part of this. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I do. And she's like, oh.
Because it's too evil or
Yeah,
because
it's
okay.
It's too
But-
dangerous. It's too like Dryden Voss is clearly a loose cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Like we see it like the first time we see him is after he butchered somebody.
Yeah.
And then he does that whole like he plays your friend, but then is going to clearly slice your stomach open.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, nah, I'd rather you not get sliced up directly in front of me. I was sent with you on this trip clearly as a test. So like maybe we should just cut our losses in this situation.
And so it's a threefold almost too. That it's not only is it that she doesn't like it for him, she doesn't like it because two reasons. She doesn't like it because he's too innocent for it, or you know, essentially she doesn't want to spoil him. Then by that same token, he'll be bad at it if he goes into it because he's too innocent, too naive, etc. And then also like third, that's on her because everybody knows now that they have this association. So like she'll be tied to him as part of this, and that's a vulnerability for him and for her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like she's like, it's like her Aunt May. Han Solo is Kira's Aunt May.
He's making her wheat cakes.
Yeah, all the time.
So she has to protect her secret identity and keep him separate from that world.
Right. Yeah. So he doesn't get attacked by Dr. Octopus. But
Got it.
then she marries Dr. Octopus. So who knows?
And then says the rosary in front of the Green Goblin, or what is it?
Yeah.
The Lord's Prayer.
Right.
The Miller
From
Lord's
evil. Yeah, the absolute glee in Han Solo's voice, like no sentence better contradicts your itself than his delivery of "I'm an outlaw." Like he's so like happy about it.
Fresh
And that's like
faced.
obviously not, you know, like a real outlaw wouldn't say like "I'm an outlaw" with such excitement.
Hey, it's me, an outlaw.
Right. Unless it's like an outlaw theme park in which, you know, if it's
Yeah, I love that he's like the way he's like, I'm an outlaw. It's like nobody says that.
mhm.
Ooh, I'm an outlaw. It's like, what are you, a cartoon character?
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna start saying that, you know. I'm an outlaw. Really? Yeah.
I'm an outlaw, a bad boy.
I'm a stay-at-home outlaw.
I like that. Yeah, I actually went to outlaw trade school.
Yeah, there you go.
but Han Solo does become I don't know. Is he I can't decide if Han Solo is a good smuggler or not.
Hmm.
I mean,
Because on
he
the-
did drop his cargo. He
Yeah.
dropped his cargo at the first
But even
sign of
he
an
gets
Imperial
boarded
cruiser.
sometimes. I mean, he
Yeah.
did it for 10 years. Exhibit
Well,
A, he did it for 10 years, which
we don't know
I
that.
feel like if you're a bad smuggler, you would not last 10 years.
We
You would
know
probably
10 years from now, he is doing it, and we know that he's going off to do something at the end of this, but we don't know that is a direct, unbroken line.
well,
I feel
all right.
if
All
feel like-
evidence seems to indicate that he doesn't. It's not like he just signs up and becomes a camp counselor for 8 years and goes, maybe I'll get back into smuggling.
I would watch that movie, Han Solo Camp Counselor, Space
Oh, I
Camp,
would too,
like-
but also he's good at it. He's good enough that Rey has heard legends about him being a good smuggler. So it's not like he's famous for being a bad smuggler, or he's famous for being a smuggler.
Is he famous for being a smuggler, or is he famous for destroying the Death Star and saving the galaxy?
One of them remembers him famous for being a rebel, but Rey remembers him for being because Rey comes from a different world. She thinks of him as a famous smuggler. So he's kind of like.
It's funny that his journey in A New Hope is that he is like, everyone's like, what a badass. It's like, he was kind of a coward. Like that's his whole thing. And you know,
I think it was cowardly. I thought it was more self-interest. He wasn't like, he wasn't.
Sure, but you know, it also like there's a lot to it where he's like, I got to get out of here. Like I got to leave. I don't. Yeah,
but that was more. That wasn't. It wasn't like he was afraid. He was afraid of being like making a connection of being responsible for something, not cowardly on a physical level.
Well, it was a selfishness for sure.
Yeah,
but like
selfish,
when you look at those behaviors and you really like, if you were to really put under a microscope the shooting the guy through the table before they shoot you and the running away and the only time that he shows like that he's ready to fight is when it's stupid and he's just like, I didn't want to be smuggled, you know, like. Right. He's like, I would better than sneaking around. And Obi-Wan's like, no, you'd be dead, you idiot. So I like that journey for him. And I know we all have our own interpretations for that, but I do think that one of the things about Han Solo is that he's like a very like kind of like false bravadoed out kind of coward. And, you know, like the dumping this, you know, oh, you're dumping your shipments right away. Like he's not even trying to get away with smuggling. He just dumps the shipment for when he gets boarded.
Yeah, but he's been. I think that he was a professional smuggler. Jabba hired him for jobs, so he must have been, and he clearly has some reputation.
We don't know that.
Yeah, Jabba hired him for jobs.
No, that we know.
His reputation is a death mark. Like. That's the thing is like his reputation is he's not good enough at his job to not get killed about it. Like, I know he's our favorite and he's this like super badass, but at the same time, like, is he? Like, I know he does cool stuff, but maybe the heroic part about him is that he's doing all this cool stuff in the face of like him really not wanting to get involved.
Right.
So maybe that when Rey is like, oh, like Han Solo the smuggler, like that terrible smuggler that we've all heard about.
No, she doesn't say it like he's a terrible smuggler. I don't know why you guys are so like everyone wants to dump on Han Solo.
No, I think he's better that way, though. I think it's better that he's a character that is so inherently flawed.
He's like C-3PO, basically. He's useless. And he can't do anything right. He just is
C-3PO saves them all. Like C-3PO is not useless. He's just annoying.
Yes. He shouldn't have saved Darth Maul. Darth Maul's the bad guy. Why did he do that?
The aspect of the whole thing, with Han, though, it's like in episode 7, like you can tell then he's clearly, again, he's on the run and he's trying to talk his way out of stuff and he's really going through, and it's just like he can't, he's a like that's his thing. Like that was his whole issue in episode 7 is that he screwed everything up. And
but again, because his son became an evil vampire? That was how he screwed things up. What did Han Solo do? It sounds more like their son became evil, and the relationship, like, why does Han Solo get in trouble, but no one says, oh, Princess Leia was screwed everything up?
Because Kanja Club isn't trying to kill Princess Leia for whatever.
No, but the First Order is. I mean, well, they both have people have to kill them.
Yeah, but for what reasons? Like that's the question is like, for what reasons? They're trying to kill Princess Leia because, General Leia, because she's leading the resistance to put an end to this. Yeah. Han Solo's got his death mark because he screwed up smuggling again.
Yeah. Well, once he screwed up smuggling. Oh, well, no, the kanji clip thing, that wasn't smuggling. That was a different. He had to bring an animal to them.
But like that's the thing it's like. The thing about Han is that I like that he has that, like, if we look at him just as like some badass that's like, oh, he's so cool, but I like it's not an insult to say like, yeah, he starts out as kind of a coward and he consistently screws up, but he still does heroic things anyway. That makes him way cooler than just showing up while Bad to the Bone plays and he's just like shooting other bounty hunters and he's like, yeah, I'm the best smuggler in the galaxy. I like the idea that he's actually kind of a smuggler.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Because I mean, his employers keep trying to kill him for a
Yeah.
reason.
And we
Changing
don't-
gears for a second.
Yeah.
Do you think Han Solo or General Leia dated other people after they broke up? I personally would love if The Force Awakens opened with Leia celebrating her divorce from her second husband. I think that would be a great, very Carrie Fisher-esque thing to have in it.
I think we hypothesized that post breakup that was Cato Kokonix was Leia's daughter from her post Han Solo relationship.
With who? Did we say who that was?
No.
It was
That
one
would-
Hutch
Has to
Or
be
or whatever
very
his name
Kokonix.
back in.
Oh yeah, Hutch.
Dutch gold leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hypothesized
Dutch.
that they had a thing too. So
Dutch-
before Han Solo, it was Dutch, and after, or Hutch. See, the card and the thing say Dutch
Yeah.
now, but in the movie, it does sound like he says lost Tyree, lost
was-
Hutch.
Dutch Evander. Is that his full name?
Yeah, Vander, I think.
Or Dutch? Yeah.
Vander.
Dutch Evander Holyfield.
There you
He
go.
was a powerful man.
Right.
Dutch
Ah.
Vandelay.
From the
I
Netherlands.
feel like Han Solo got some galactic trim during.
But no,
his-
no serious relationship though.
no.
Hmm.
No, he did
Yeah.
that. I think he's kind of like he's the guy at the bar that everyone's like, "What's this guy doing here?" But he still
Yeah.
pulls every once in a while.
Well, he also had.
He is Harrison Ford too. I mean,
Well,
it's not like an
sometimes.
unattractive man. So even I feel like even yeah. Anyway,
The what was that? The whole story in the comics with his kind of pseudo
his wife,
ex-wife.
ex-wife.
right? But was
Yeah.
that wasn't a romantic? That was like a ruse for something. Right?
Yeah,
that wasn't a
it was
romantic
some
relationship.
scam he was running.
Right.
And he and Lando were both involved with the Tonica sisters at one point in time, right?
They need a story, a movie or a show, or not a movie probably. But
There was a big problem where one of the actors got into like a lot of trouble with either Hasbro or
oh yeah,
I forget who it was. Where it was
Well, they
like
were-
just really
they were suing,
uncomfortable-
actually.
Yeah.
So
So there's that.
Hmm.
It's fun. I remember. I don't know how I found that information out, but I did remember like learning
Mhm.
about
Yeah.
Brea Tonica or something. And wasn't one of them dead? Did one of them die?
The sisters or the actors?
The
they're not
actors.
dead.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
Could be. But then you just, like I said, just put out a thing on Disney Plus with somebody playing new actors playing those characters, and then base all the stuff, the merchandise and stuff off of them, and not the
Yeah.
original.
I like that. I like the spy stuff. My preferred existence in Star Wars is that nary a lightsaber to appear. I would love a Star Wars series where there is no lightsabers at all that show up.
We came so close so many times.
And they just
Rogue One, it's just like, no, at the end. And then this Solo, it's like, oh, guess what? The movie's over. Nope, Darth Maul has to call in. They have to have a Zoom call with his lightsaber.
or like, oh, look, a light knife.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess the X-wing, or what was the movie they were going to do about was it Rogue Squadron?
Rogue
Yeah.
Squadron.
And
yeah.
so that one theoretically had less excuses because when was that supposed to take place?
Well, I don't
I'm
know.
guessing it would have been
It's still on the books.
around
It's just
the
background.
Jedi, Return of the Jedi, or
So
would it have
unless
been Wedge? Would it have been Wedge based? Oh no, wasn't it supposed to be about Mon Mothma, like the foundation of Rogue Squadron or something?
but in any case, not Jedis with lightsabers. So that seems like it would have been a good opportunity to have a story without lightsabers in it.
They just
they'll
won't
sneak
do
them
it.
in.
They're addicted to lightsabers though.
No.
They're too addicted to
The
it.
money, the money.
Yeah, like you put one lightsaber in something, and that's a whole new toy you can sell at Target.
Especially if it's something that like, oh, this one turns into a helicopter, or this one is black bladed, or this one is, has 6 blades sticking out.
Yep, got to get some kind of lightsaber, and I get it, but it's also like, God, there's like 40 lightsabers in the entire galaxy, and we run into all of them.
Big bag
Always-
of them we saw recently on the TV show there.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Lousy with lightsabers. It makes General Grievous's thing a little bit less of a special
I was
thing.
gonna say they call that collection a Grievous.
How many sabers in a Grievous?
Yeah, that's a Grievous of Grievuses. There were 16 lightsabers.
Grievous is this nerd who carries around his lightsaber collection with him all the time. Look at my lightsabers. Look how cool they are.
Check out how cool these are.
Right.
It's with mint condition. Don't touch
wait a
it.
minute.
Don't touch it.
He's a collector who's got asthma.
Didn't he say like he learned from Count Dooku how to
the
duel?
Jedi
But then he
arts.
does that thing where it's like, woof, 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 and it's like,
Wow.
I don't know if Dooku taught you that one.
No, it's funny to
Well,
picture
to see
Christopher Lee doing that though.
Yeah, the Inquisitors do that. So
My favorite line in all of Star Wars is when Dooku goes, "Perhaps we should see our skills with a lightsaber." Like, I was just like, that's so sweaty. I love it. I love that so much.
He leaned into it.
When we did, I kind of got into a little trouble. We were doing one of the shows I did at Sideshow. We were doing the Count Dooku 6 scale from I think Hot Toys. It was either Hot Toys or by Sideshow. And I kept saying that quote. And I'd be like, perhaps we should see him holding his lightsaber. And they're like, can you stop saying that live? And they're like, you got to not necessarily make fun of the property that we're trying to sell. Like,
You're having fun, not making fun. There's a difference.
Yes, I was making fun of the lightsaber.
Hey, Beckett is once again the C-3PO here.
He sure is.
conveying. What do you mean, giving information?
No, like Han and Kira are talking and they're having a moment, and Beckett all of a sudden walks in again, and he's just like, "Hey, they told us if we want the Coaxium, we got to go over there." Like,
he's blocking.
yeah. And it's I don't know, it's good. I like it because he did it before when they were kind of in the cape closet too. So that's his role here, is to like, he knows. And again, partially is he protecting Han? Like, it doesn't seem like he has a motive of, like, he's not interested in Kira. He's just like, he doesn't want Han to be involved in this per se. Everybody's looking out for Han. I
think that's how they pitched it to Woody Harrelson. They're like, here, Woody, you're the C-3PO of the movie. Your job is to always stop them from making out. I like that.
I do like the idea. He's like, hey, man, my wife died.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe not rub it in right now.
Yeah. Can you stop making out in front of me? Like, everybody's like, my wife died. His girlfriend robot died. Like, can you guys stop?
Yeah, you guys want to rub it in?
Yeah. Chewie's like, my wife is home. I haven't seen her in several years.
Yeah. You know how many life days it's been?
Anything else for minute number 99?
Let's see. I like how he keeps saying he's a terrible person.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a terrible person.
He's trying to sell it, yeah.
You sure aren't.
It's like, I happen to like nice men. Like, I'm a nice man. Like, that's he's saying that then, but here he's saying like, no, I'm a bad guy. Yeah.
He's so wishy-washy.
You say whatever you can.
Right.
That's how you pull. That's how you pull in the galactic cantinas. You tell them what they want to hear.
I don't know if this is worth going back to, but I know it'll get a laugh from you, Pete. That joke I made before about the Leia going through her second divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And in the picture, it should be either Kurt Russell or Perry King as her second husband. The guy who played him in the radio drama.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have for minute number 99.
Right.
I do like that it ends with them. Yeah, like you said, like walking up this like desert hill. And they're like, all right, well, time to do this.
Yeah,
time to eerily walk up this dumb hill where they have 60 barometers going off at the same time.
Yeah, that squeaky rusting equipment. That's very spaghetti western to have like a squeaky.
Also a little bit horror movie too, which is odd.
Yeah, it's very Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Well, all right then. Will you close out the week with us tomorrow, Jeff? I think you did a good job today. I think we're gonna have you come back tomorrow if you're up for it.
If you'll have me back, yeah, heck yeah.
Sounds like we got ourselves a deal then.
Oh, I like that.
Before we wrap up, I want to remind everyone to check out the Underdog Night Soldiers. That is my brother's band, and they did the closing theme for this year's season. No, this season's closing theme. You know what I mean?
And it's all about how we love Han Solo.
It's all about how we love Han Solo, and we wish we were him.
Yeah.
So you can find them on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you get your digital music, and you can find us here tomorrow again talking about Solo on another Solo Star Wars Minute.